All right, here with the thanks Martin. Thanks to all right, here with the man we described as the boxing genius. After really, you know, helping be a part of, let's call it the best heavyweight fight of the new millennium.
Yeah.
So
something I'm not really. You know, it's a good thing coming from a fan standpoint, but like I always say, I'm gonna stick to these guns. I don't want Deontay in fight of the year. I want him to be fighter of the year. I don't want him in fight of the decade. I want him to be fighter of the decade, coming from an intelligence standpoint, mixed with his already valiant. So that's a good thing. He was in a trilogy. There was war, back and forth, back and forth. I want Deontay to dominate. You know what I mean? Fuck all that taking punches, going back and forth. I ain't with that. I want him to be fighter of the decade and be fighter of the year. So that's my perspective on that.
Well, we definitely saw the improvements in fight number 3. But you know, as a boxing historian, the question after a fight like that is either fighter going to be the same? And what do you say to that, Malik, for Deontay October 15th?
I would say, as far as the question, as far as are fighters the same after fights like that, it all depends on the fights they had way before that and the damage they took way before that. So I would say before that fight, the only, you could say, damage Deontay took, in my humble opinion, was the second fight with Fury. Deontay never was in really, I mean, Ortiz gave him a hell of a run for his money, especially that first fight. But besides that, he didn't really have no wear and tear. If he do have wear and tear, it comes from all the rounds in the gym and stuff like that. So I don't think there's going to be no difference in his strength. I actually think he's going to be stronger. I think he's going to be more agile concerning agility, coming from an agility standpoint. And he's working hard now. I can't speak for Fury and how he's going to be if or when, whatever he's going to do if he comes back. But Deontay's going to be just fine because he wants it. You know what I mean? And he's extremely mentally tough. So, you know, even if it was that, Deontay wouldn't even allow himself to be damaged from those kind of, you know what I mean, fights like that. So it's going to be good, man.
So everything's still snapping in the gym, the speed.
Yes. And the good thing is Don House has put an emphasis on the condition, the output, the
punches
running.
per round.
Absolutely. So Deontay is working at a very, very high level now that he never worked at before, and he's learning. I'm teaching and learning, and we on this mission together. And second reign, we on the way for it.
You know, as the fight got announced, first of all, I'm like, props to Deontay, because he could have fought a short, stubby guy, you know, no threat. But he's fighting a tall guy who's going to be in range to hit him anytime he can hit him.
Absolutely. And you got to keep in mind, Calvin Price's of the world, they was tall like him. But Gerald Washington, who is one of my fighters now, a very talented fighter, he has some height on him. Fury's had some height like him, so he won't be new to fighting guys long. I just wanted to be done. I wanted to be done surgically, like we all know. I wanted to be done with calm and patience, and I want him to look extremely good. And I believe he's going to do that and pass every test with flying colors. Deontay could do anything he wanted to do in the ring, and I'll stick by that. Whether it's boxing, showing skill, showing a shotgun jab, you know, being responsible, being defensively responsible, and whatever it is he want to do in the ring, he can do. And me, Don House, JD's, Cuz Hill, we all want to make sure that we're pushing him to the limit and getting the best out of him come fight night.
Well, he was talking to us about disguising the right hand a lot, and that they're not going to see it coming now.
Absolutely.
And I get you can't give away tools of the trade, but what could you explain about that?
Coming from that camouflage in the right hand, well, we'll say like coming from that standpoint, it's about creating a comfortable environment. It's about making someone think everything is okay in the ring, making someone think that you're not really thinking about their head. You're looking here, but you're hitting up top. You could disguise and camouflage your shrimps in so many different ways, and I think Deontay has reached a point that he understands that everyone know my strength.
Right.
I'm going to keep my strength, but I'm going to camouflage it. How do he camouflage that? He camouflaged that with craftsmanship. He camouflaged that with high-level, believable feints. He camouflaged that by doing so many other things that comes with his arsenal, his attributes. Like, you know what I mean? There's so many things he can do to camouflage the right hand. Like I said, me, Don House, JD's, and Cuz Hill, we're going to do everything we can to make sure he stick to a game plan, get an incredible, electrifying knockout coming from a surgical standpoint, also coming from up behind a system of a disciplined game plan. You know what I mean? And not just going out there doing what you want to do.
Well, you said the magic word, knockout.
Absolutely. We know what comes with Deontay.
Well, it's
electric.
What was funny is, and the fight gets announced, and okay, they're longtime sparring partners. But then I see you walk in, I go, well, wait a minute, Deontay didn't waste no time with Malik Scott, so I guess I don't have to worry about any mercy being taken on a sparring partner. Is that right, Malik?
Right. Well, yeah, you could say that. It's like Deontay. How can I put it? I've never seen personally, and I've been in this since I've been 12 years old. I've never seen no fighter in the heavyweight division with 20-ounce gloves on do what I've seen Deontay do to fighters with 20-ounce gloves on. I'm talking about out cold. I'm talking about going into seizures. I'm talking about having to go to the emergency room. I'm talking about having to go home
on stretchers, right?
Yes, it's been. I've seen some very, very bad stuff.
Your son got traumatized by it once.
Yes, you remember that? Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that's just who he is. He has a violent mindset. He at the point of his life and career that he's more relaxed now. He understands that, I want to do this surgically. I want to be smooth with this. I want to camouflage like he told you. So I'm happy he's in that space, and I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure he stick to it, that everything is coming from a systemized game plan, and that he's being disciplined to get a very electrifying knockout.
Are you interested at all to see how your guy gets hit? You don't want him to get hit, but you know what I mean, to see how he reacts? Or have you seen it in sparring already?
No, if it wasn't for Deontay's mentality, if it wasn't for my belief in Deontay's chin, if it wasn't for he got one of the best chins to me in the heavyweight division. It goes underrated because he's just one of those guys. How can I put it? He's on a pedestal. So any little thing that happens with him, people judge to the marginal level. Like, you know what I mean? So it's almost like, if you think about how many times he's been down, and at the point of his career he's been down, it's been very, very late against another high-level fighter like Fury. So it's things like that I'm not worried about. Obviously, when the heavyweight division, anything can happen. But Deontay taking a punch or his ability to be able to take a punch in there, I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about what we get ready to do to the opposition, and what we get ready to do to the opposition is very surgical, and it's going to be electrifying, another knockout for Deontay.